Hello friends, welcome to Top of the Stack MTG. So today we've got a deck tech. This is Red Deck Wins. Of course it's not really because we don't have all the parts. We're missing quite a few cards for Explorer for this. Hopefully we'll have them soon, we'll see. But this is just kind of my idea of Red Deck Wins. A couple cards that I really love have been added. So let's take a look at this. It's pretty fun. It's fast, of course. All right, so we have got, of course, Bomat Courier. Good card advantage if you ever use it. It's kind of rare that I actually use it, to be perfectly honest, because I like using creatures with haste, so I just bring them in. We've got Soulscar Mage. Soulscar Mage is an important piece of this because we are running a lot of instances and sorceries, and by a lot I mean 10 to 12, something like that, 9 to 12. We've got Skewer the Critics, we've got Bone Crusher, Lightning. Yeah, it looks like those are the three. So I think it's a good card. I love Prowess. And when we get the other Prowess card that, of course, runs in this deck, it's going to be amazing. But we'll see. We've got Fanatical Firebrand, Haste. Of course, you can tap it and do 1 point of damage to something. I do want to point out that you can't do this after you attack because, of course, attacking taps your creature. So this isn't one of those where when it dies, it does a point of damage. This is just straight up tap it and do a point of damage. The thing I love about it, of course, is haste. Also, it's damage to any target, which is really nice. We've got Play with Fire. Deals 2 damage to any target. If a player is dealt damage this way, scry 1. So I believe this is just straight up better than Shock. If you're running Shock, you should be running this, I believe, instead. Or both. You could run both if you wanted to. But this lets you scry in addition to everything else that Shock does. So I think it's just strictly better. We've got Lightning Strike, 3 damage. It only costs 2. I have a couple requirements. I've got a video about it from the past, but I have a couple requirements to have a perfect burn spell, especially in Explorer. First off, it needs to cost 1 less than how much damage it does. Secondly, it can only be 1 red, right? This couldn't be 2 red and be perfect. It's any color and a red, which is great. It has to be an instant, and it has to be any target. And all that criteria is met here, which is great. This is an amazing burn spell for Explorer. We've got Robber of the Rich. So because I like creatures with haste, I end up spending all my mana before combat. So it is very, very rare that I actually steal a card with the Robber of the Rich. It is really here because it's a 2/2 with haste. We can just drop it and smash in. Runaway Steamkin. We're only running 20 lands, so it's nice to have a little bit of mana ramp, especially for Hazoret. You know, getting up to 4 isn't always a guarantee with 20 lands. It does happen. It happens a lot, but it's not always a guarantee. On Crop Crasher, this guy's great. 3/2 with haste. And you can exert him in order to make somebody not be able to block. Really great creature. Bone Crusher Giant, of course. You've got a burn spell to any target. It's a little bit expensive for 2, but it's tied to this 4/3 for 3, so it's just great. This has to be there. Combat Celebrant. I love this card. We don't get to use it very often, but getting that extra combat phase, excellent. It does win games. And then, of course, Skewer the Critics. Not the best burn spell, unless you've already done damage. Then it's amazing. 1 red for spectacle cost, and it deals 3 damage to any target. It's not an instant. That's a negative, but 1 red if you've done damage. That's great. And, of course, Hazoret. Now, Hazoret, you got to be careful with this card because you can't use it to attack or block unless you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. And there's a very famous YouTube clip of a person in the finals, like literally the last match of the finals, holding too many cards in their hand and moving to their attack step. So they cannot attack, and they end up losing the game, even though they would have won if they just would have played the burn spell in their hand and then gone to the attack phase. It's a sad, sad video. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, you can look for it. It's sad. Now, we did run Castle Embereth. It can give a +1 to everybody. I believe this is a good card. I haven't used it as much as I would like to. It's 4 mana, so it's a bit expensive, but it's good. Same thing with Den of the Bugbear. It's great to be able to make a creature. Once again, actually, this one's even more. This one's 5 mana. Because if you only have 4 mana and you cast this spell, then the Den of the Bugbear comes in tapped because you used it to cast it. So you need 5 mana to cast it. These are expensive lands, but I believe they're worth it. You got to be careful when you play them if you want them to not come in tapped. So we'll see that as we play. Of course, we got 8 mountains, and then we've also got Remenep Ruins. Good card. Once again, it costs 5 mana. You know, it's not cheap. And you got to sacrifice Remenep Ruins in order to do the 2 damage. But if it wins you the game, who cares? So I believe those lands really help justify this Runaway Steamkin because they're expensive. Good. Okay, so that's the deck. So let's get on to some gameplay here. All right, let's give this thing a try. Let's see here. Hopefully we go fast enough. That's always the question. And we don't have the appropriate tools to really go fast enough to be truly competitive right now. I mean, obviously we'll get them soon. I hope. But right now we don't really have the right tools. Only 1 land. I'm a little bit worried about this. Plus it comes in tapped. I think I need to mulligan. I hate to say it, but we've got to be faster than that. If it didn't come in tapped, then I could jump straight into this. That's what kind of worries me about these lands, is I feel like they're just sort of win more. Like, if we're in a position where we can give everybody a +1/+1 because we have enough land and we have guys on the battlefield to benefit from it, we're probably already doing pretty well. But, oh, I was going to mulligan. Dang it, I got jabbering. All right, well, we're stuck with this. I got another one. Okay, that's all right. We're going to do it. We're going to be all right. I'm going to go with Bomat just because it has haste. And I will attack because I want to get that card underneath it, even though a 0/2, I'm not going to do any damage because they'll just block. But at least I'll get the card underneath. Oh, that's great. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get both of them. That's good. Okay. I'm glad we drew that mountain so we didn't have to be tapped. So they can go ahead and block because they're not going to kill us, of course. It's still worth it. Okay. Good. Now this isn't going to come in tapped, which is very nice. I'm glad about it. Oh, but now there's a 2/2. I'd like to try to burn this guy out if I can get a burn spell. No luck. All right. Well, I'm going to get one of these. I'm going to get this first because this will benefit from me playing this so that beefs up. And then I'm not going to attack because now that he's got that 2/2, I need a burn spell to get rid of that. And food is bad for us, obviously, because it gains life, which just slows us down a lot. That's bad news. Got some card draw. Core Lash. Uh-oh. They might be having some internet trouble. Oh, there we go. Okay. I like that Lotus Field card a lot. The only thing that kind of bugs me about it is the real benefit of it is they can tap for any color. So it's color fixing. It's not ramping. You know, and color fixing is a good thing, of course. People want that in Magic, you know. But I love ramp. I'd prefer it to be if it were just green, you know. But I feel like all ramp should be green, to be honest with you. That's just my personal idea about what ramp is, and ramping for any color to me is kind of rough because it means that 3-color decks are basically always viable, you know. If the meta's good, there's probably a 3-color deck in it. And it's just because ramp is colorless. Most ramp is colorless. All right, so that's coming in tapped, so that's okay. I think I'm going to go with these two, because I think we're building up a good presence here. Good. I hope they don't board wipe. But they do have 2 guys that they like, so I'm thinking they won't. Oh, I wonder if I should do that. No, I'm going to go ahead and just get in with the 4/4. I could have tapped this for the mana and then played this, but I don't think I'm going to. I hope I draw a land next so I can just play it and get this Hazoret out. I like getting Hazoret out. Hazoret's one of my favorite creatures. I really appreciate the negative that you have to be almost out of cards. And of course, a 5/4 haste or whatever. That's just great. Okay, looking at some cards. All right. So I'm hoping, boy, maybe I am going to do this now. Yeah. Next turn I can exert that and we can just attack twice. I don't know if it'll be enough to win, but math is for blockers, as they say. Oh, yes, it was. Good. Okay, nice. Wow, that's a lot of land for this deck. We do have a 2-drop haste. We've got burn. A lot of burn. Boy, I don't know if this is the best hand, but I think I'm going to go with it. I think I'm going to start with this, because it'll come in tapped if we play too many lands first. Well, that was nice. We drew a 1-drop. That's good. This looks like some kind of flash deck. Maybe spirits. Maybe. Nope. Blue-red. Okay. Uh-oh. All right, we'll go with this. We'll get rid of that guy. See ya. Okay. I'm glad that's a sorcery. It's good that it taps them out on their turn instead of at the end of our turn. Okay. So this will come in tapped. We're probably going to play this 2-drop now, so I think that's all right. I'm going to go ahead and go with that. And we'll just go with this. Good. Oh dear. Okay. So I guess I'm going with this. I think that's a good way to go. Get our giant prepped. And I think we'll just get in. Okay, what do they got? Are they going to leave up for a counter spell, or are they going to play some kind of toughness 4 flyer? They're leaving up. Could be a counter spell. So I think I'm just going to go with a lightning strike. I want to get the counter spell out of their hand. I want that. So I'm just going to go for this. Our little guy will get some prowess. They can counter that. Oh, or not. Okay. Wow. Should we do more? Okay, maybe I'll try this. I might be getting greedy. Oh, I should have gone with the lightning strike. Oh, no, doesn't matter. Good. Okay, that's all right. I feel good about that. I was afraid we were going to leave them with 1 life, and I only did 2 points of burn instead of 3. But by destroying our guy, they're at 4 or 3, so we're good. Okay. So, if we draw a land, we can create a guy. All right. Of course, we do have 6 points of burn in our hand, so I think this is probably over. I'm going to start with this to make the other one cheaper. Good. Good. Okay. Okay. So we were fast enough in that case, so that's good. Let's try another one. Dr. Django. Nice. I guess I'm going to go with this. I would like to draw a land or two. 2 preferably. But this is all right. Smash in with this. All right. A board wipe. That's not good. Okay, what's the plan? Good. Wouldn't it be crazy if I could just chain these 2 back and forth, exerting, so you got 2 turns each time? Oh no, a 6/6. I guess that sort of puts an end to our awesome daydream. Okay, let's see here. I'll go with this. Go with this. So if I smashed in with everybody and exerted, I'd probably do about 11 points of damage. That might be worth it. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to exert that one. So they get to choose who they want to block. Wow, that was an interesting choice. Okay. So now I'm going to smash in again. I'm going to exert this one. Yes. Good. Love it. Strange choice. And then I'm just going to attack. So he loses that. And then next turn, hopefully we just win with Play with Fire. That was awesome. Yes. That was crazy. Yeah, that's fine. Wow. Okay. That was fast. That was fast. That was a good game. I can't wait till we get more of the more competitive cards for this deck. Because I think of the top decks, this will probably be the one that I try to use if I'm really getting frustrated about not being able to win. I think this will kind of be my default once we get some more of the competitive cards. Because I feel like as an arena player, at times you need something that can just plow through and do good for you. And I think I might settle on that for myself. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good night.